Good morning. It is Friday, November 7th, about 30 seconds before 4 a.m. Really the only thing worth watching is MSGM from after hours yesterday. I also have LFS up, but I don't expect much of it. MSGM is the only one that really moved in after hours. See it hit a high of 569, pulled back. I look for this thing to open at 5, push higher through 569. We do have some levels on the daily, but I think they're in the $6, $7, $8 range. So we'll see. It is Friday, so we got to be careful. Fridays are usually trickier. Saw a large seller somewhere on the level 2. Yeah, this thing's opening lower, pushing lower. Fridays, especially in a cold market, it's really hard to beat green. You usually get a lot more technical breakout failures, not a lot of continuation, and it's just overall harder than earlier in the week. So I've kind of made a mental note just to keep that in mind coming into Fridays, unless we're in a super hot market. Basically just trade more cautiously, take profit when you got it, and wait for really good setups. So I did take an after hours trade on MSGM yesterday. You can see on the 5-minute my buy and sells here. I got in for the break of 3. It hesitated at 3, technically did a false breakout on the 1-minute. I got stubborn or held, and I sold as it came back up, I think between 305 and 310. As you can see from the chart, turns out I should have held. It wasn't a good trade. It was poorly executed. I broke my rules. I just wanted to not be red and get out, just kind of reset and be done, which is what I did. But as you can see, this thing went all the way up to 560. And I really didn't want to be sitting here until 8 p.m. trading, but definitely could have made more money than I did. I only made $57, I think, on like 500 shares, so roughly 10 cents a share. But nonetheless, got green. Should have been red, but it worked out. Ruby popping up again. This one moved yesterday. But it's a penny stock. I don't do well in penny stocks, so I'm not going to trade that one. MSGM is really it. Yeah, I don't see anything else. So I think right now on MSGM, we're above the 200 EMA on the daily. I'd want to see this thing get back over 5, and then I would consider trading it. It depends on how it approaches 5. If it just kind of extends up to 5, that would be a higher risk entry, and I might take it, but probably shouldn't take it. It would be better if it kind of slowly grinded up to 5, and had some sort of pullback, and then gave kind of a technical setup for the push through 5, and then push through 544, and then 569. The one thing I don't want to do is buy an already extended move. Say it's down here at 430, and the next 1-minute candle shoots up to 5. Well, that's some really nice momentum. It just made like a 70-cent move. It's probably extended. It's not usually not a good idea to buy at the tops. So I want to try to avoid that if possible. And especially on a Friday, this thing could hit 509 and just reject, come right back down. I'm gonna try to avoid being in a situation like that. If you look at the scanner, there's really nothing else good. I mean, Ruby, the float is nice, but it's too cheap. And then everything below that has a higher float. REFR. Float is okay, price is okay, but only 300 shares of volume. See anything else? MSGM is really the only game in town this morning. And it's selling off. We'll get through this cold cycle. That's all there is to it. The market will heat back up. Might just take a bit. Especially the holiday season's coming up. The market usually heats up. Q4, at least the second half of Q4. So we just gotta weather the storm. It'll pick back up. Today might be a no trade day. I'll probably stay here till about 4:25, just see if we get anything. If not, I'm gonna call it. And then I do have things to do this evening, so I don't know if I'll be able to trade after hours. If I'm here and I have time, I will for sure, but I don't think I'll have time. Might have like 30 minutes, but it'll be tight, so we'll see. I'll do what I can. I don't know if anyone else trades after hours, but if you do, I would say the past 2 to 3 weeks, 4:15 to like 4:45 has been a really nice area. There's almost always been at least 1 or 2 nice moves in that window. It seems like it kind of dies out after about 5:15, and then 7 to 8. Seems like it's typically been good. I haven't been here 7 to 8, but at 4 a.m. when I look back at the after hours session, there's usually a nice move in that last hour. So that would be my recommendation. Kind of focus on those windows rather than just sit here for 4 hours. After hours can be very, very slow, more so than pre-market. So I know it's kind of painful and almost seems like a waste of time to just sit there for 4 hours in the aftermarket or after hours. But like I said, 4:15 to 4:45 and then 7 to 8 seem to have been really nice time periods. At least right now. I'm sure that'll change in like a month. So you can see MSGM trying to move higher. There was a large seller, I think 23,000 shares around 455. Kind of a large topping tail on this 1 minute candle. Could be interested in the first 5 minute candle to make a new high, which happens, or the next 5 minute happens in a minute 40. Right now, that would be a break over 470. Take that for a move back through 509, and then through these levels you see on the chart. Stock is having some nice pops up. Like it seems like it wants to move higher, but then it just keeps getting smacked right back down. Looks like DTCK still bouncing off the lows. Should should probably read up on the stock. I don't know what's going on with it. It just keeps, I don't know what's going on. None of these headlines look terrible. Unless, I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know why I had such a massive sell-off yesterday. It's kind of bouncing off the lows. It is a 8 million share float. Right now has about 40,000 shares of volume. Higher spreads, 15 cents. It's probably worth watching. So I put in a high at 401. I hit a high at 317. Typically, I would wait for the curl and then break back through that level, which it's currently doing. It has a high of 326, 327 now, but it had a 15-cent spread. So that's why I would not take that trade in that instance. If it had a tighter spread and more volume, yeah, I think it would have been worth taking. But I mean, it's back to almost, what, 18-cent spread right now. So you get in, you're instantly down 18 cents. I think not many people are watching this one. I mean, it's coming off some type of bad event. And it's actually, it's gapping down negative 50%. So it's like the bottom of the scanner. Top losers. It's at the top of the top losers. Good. Point is, though, I don't think many people are watching this one, which is why it doesn't have much volume. Everyone's probably watching MSGM. Waiting to see if we can get some kind of move going. MTC might be worth considering too. Just thinking of what's moved in the past couple of days. All right, so if we're looking for first 5-minute candle to make a new high, we want to see this break 470. You have somewhat of an ABCD going on. There's a pivot point at 470, which corresponds with the high of the previous 5-minute candle. Could try that. I don't think this will happen, but it would actually be nice if this thing consolidated sideways a bit more. And we got in for the next 5-minute candle to make a new high. I would feel a lot more confident about that. But I think this thing is going to go early. Or not early, it's just not going to wait. Trying to make a plan here. The current 5-minute candle is 467, so that would be the entry. But what would your stop be? VWAP would make sense, but that's 22 cents away. That's a pretty wide stop. You could just do an arbitrary 10 cents, but I'd rather have a meaningful level as my stop rather than just arbitrary. Arbitrary is better than no stop though, so probably get about 400 shares. So 20 cent stop would be $80. Could always try to get in for the break of 450. It's kind of teetering back and forth over the 450 level. Breaks above it, breaks below it, breaks above it, breaks below it. So it makes it seem like that 450 level isn't that significant. BKYI hitting the scanner, but it's a penny stock. Okay, VWAP is 445. Previous 5-minute candle, the high was 467. Let's pulling up BKYI. I didn't realize MTC was a penny stock. I had forgotten that. And impressive. It went from like 15 cents to, I don't know, $3, $4. 25 cents to 3. Very solid move. The BKYI moving higher. So the 200 EMA on the daily is at 96. It needs to break through that level. And then I'd want to see it break $1. See what it can do over $1. I don't think any of that's going to happen before I have to leave, but if this thing keeps moving further into the day, that's what I would want. First test is break over the 200 EMA at 96 cents, and the second test would be $1. If we can break over the 200, it should be able to break over $1. Then just see how it reacts. A lot of times these things will pop up to like 109, 110, 111, fall back down, and then go below $1. Now you're back in the penny stock range. You have all these increments you have to chew through before you can get back up above $1. There is opportunity if you're good with it for like 9 or 10 cents over $1, but just to be cognizant that it's probably gonna fall back down. Ideally, it would fall back down, find support at above $1, and then you would catch it as it moves through the highs. So you can see right there, it jutted up to 96 cents, 200 daily level. I'm still watching MSGM. I had this last 5-minute candle was 447. It just shot up to 454. I'm gonna go ahead and get in there, 452. Instantly down. My thought being this is a second attempt at first 5-minute candle to make a new high. And it's above that 450 level. We're also above VWAP. So just taking a stab at it. I would not consider this a high quality trade, but it might work out. We'll see. I'm gonna set my stop at 444, between 440 and 444. Currently in at 452, 350 shares. We hit a high of 359. I'd like to see if this could get over 467. Seeing some larger sellers at 455. Alright, I'd like to see this 1-minute candle break 460 and then 467. And I think the target would be 475. Not looking good so far. Not a very flashy trade. Honestly, probably should have waited to after hours. Bid. I'm gonna go ahead and try to get out. So went ahead and got out there. 14-cent loss. I hate when I click that, it does that. So trying to do math. I don't know, it's probably like a $45, $50 loss. Not terrible, not great. 1.6 thousand or 1.6k. 49.19, that looks right. So $49 loser. Unfortunate. That wasn't a great trade. I mean, that was really capitulating to lack of anything better, forcing like a C quality trade. I don't know. I guess you could argue it's worth a shot, but probably should have waited for something better. If I didn't have plans tonight, I probably would have tried to save that for after hours, but just afraid I'm not going to have time to trade, so thought it was worth a shot. I guess you could also argue if I would have just not traded, $49 more than I currently do, but that's okay. We tried. Didn't work out. Kept the stop relatively tight. I said 440 to 444. Got out about 2 cents below that, so not terrible. Definitely could have done better. Got out faster. I should have moved my stop to break even. Now just kind of thinking about what I did and what I didn't do. We flipped above 452, which was my entry, to 460. I should have moved my stop up to break even. In hindsight. Down $49 on the day. It's been a pretty solid week, given a cold market. You can see 130 on Monday, 85 on Tuesday, 89 on Wednesday, 57 yesterday, then down 49 today. So that's acceptable. It's always unfortunate to end Friday on a red note, going into the weekend on a loss. Kind of sucks, but at least there's not a zero in front of the decimal, you know. Losing $500 going into the weekend. It's not fun. It's happened. I still have $174 of buying power. I don't think I'll use it, but I might hold on to it for after hours just to see if we could get something. I mean, we'll see. But all right, that's gonna do it for me. Took a low quality trade, ended up not working. I could have gotten out for maybe like 5 cents a profit. Plus $15 would have been better than down 49, so could have executed better. All right, good luck everyone. Be back at it Monday.